Hey everyone, it's Yvonne Emilia Lizondo again. Okay, so today we're going to talk about crystals. Um, I want to start off by saying that there is a lot of energy going on all over the world, and we have some events that are just heartbreaking and really pulling at our heartstrings. But we also have a significant amount of division, which we probably always had as a humanity, but social media just exposes that diversity, and it just feels like we may be becoming more divided, and at times maybe even more negative, or we may be dealing with more what we perceive as negativity, right? So I get asked quite often about crystals and which crystals to use to help protect against negativity. So I'm going to give you the very quick rundown of the most basic fundamental crystals that I use within my practice and in my personal space that address negativity, harmonizing, and activating the spiritual insight. So the first one that we're going to start off with is negativity, right? How can we combat negativity? The first crystal that I'm going to share with you is hematite. Hematite is now this is magnetic hematite, so you will see that they, comes together. But hematite is a beautiful stone. It's got that silvery glow to it. It's really heavy, right? So the whole idea is to ground your essence. And if you notice, I always wear my hematite bracelet and my hematite ring. And I often wear my beautiful, beautiful hematite pendant that I received from Mondo Blanco. He specializes in making these types of pendants. So if you are interested, I'm going to go ahead and tag him below. But anyhow, so the whole idea with hematite is that it is heavy. If you have felt hematite, it is quite heavy. And spiritually, what that represents is we're going to weigh you down. We're going to keep you grounded in your essence. And if you're grounded in your essence, that means that whatever comes at you, especially if it's really negative, it's not going to knock you off kilter, right? So hematite is like the roots of a tree, basically, is what we're doing here. It's also really good for helping with anxiety. Now, if your energy tends to be a little bit more low, or you have more difficulty, becoming more motivated, then hematite may not be the stone for you because it is really, really super grounding. So if you're already struggling with that, energizing quality, then hematite may not work as best. But I do use this for anxiety all the time. Okay. The next crystal that I want to talk about that I find absolutely fascinating, and when I first came across it, I literally could not touch it. It just felt dead, which is really what it is. Okay, it's jet. This crystal, okay, is super, super, super light. Okay, it comes from fossilized wood, and there's other components to it, but essentially it's from fossilized wood, and so it is really super light, and it is one of the best protective stones that I have ever come across. Any black stone represents soaking up negativity, so it could be obsidian, it could be what's the other one I'm looking for? Tourmaline is also a black stone. The Trail of Tears, no, not the Trail of Tears. I can't think of the other stone right now. But anyhow, any black stone is going to be pretty much conducive for soaking up negative energy. But I would encourage you to really soak jet. Now spiritually, jet is, because it's so light, okay, it can absorb an amazing amount of negative energy. All right, the next one that I'm going to suggest, oops, sorry, move my camera there. The next one I'm going to suggest is, it's called Dragonstone. Again, this is more like a greenish color, and my camera's not all that great. These videos are impromptu. I'm doing them on my tablet and my phone, so sorry. But dragon's stone is also highly protective. If you've heard of dragon's blood as an incense, that's what we use to cleanse and to protect the space around you. So dragon's stone is also really good. Okay, so those are protective, right? Protective and negative reducing crystals and stones. The one that, let's talk a little bit about insight, right? So we want to bring in some spiritual awareness, bring some spiritual insight, maybe with everything that we're dealing on social media in the world. We're really not quite sure which direction we want to take or who we believe or who we don't believe, and I'm not even going to get into that. But one of my absolute favorite stones, okay, is Lapis Lazuli, right? And I'll show you the back here real quick. Okay. This is a stone that the goddesses tend to be very in tune with, especially the Egyptian goddess Isis. Um, Lapis lazuli is an amazingly insightful stone. It's known as the stone, or one of the stones, to encourage psychic awareness. So I know some people put it on their third eye, and any way you want to celebrate the stone is what's good for you, right? I tend to sleep with stones under my pillow to encourage the energy, and I could show you how to do that. But for right now, I just want to really encourage you. Lapis lazuli is an awesome, awesome, amazing stone to work with if you have, or if you're wanting to develop that, spiritual insight. The other one is, and this one's Alex Sophia's because mine is really big and it's downstairs and it's a little bit difficult to move up here. But anyhow, this is Amethyst, right? And this is in its genuine form. Okay, it's a little polished. Okay, but that's amethyst. Amethyst is known as the royal stone. So it's the stone of angelic connection. But it's also the stone of bringing in, some people use it for protection as well, but bringing in insightfulness, connection with the divine. That's the word I'm looking for. It's the divine stone. So back in the days, kings and queens, they would use lapis and they would use amethyst, representative of their connection to the divine. Okay, all right. And then, of course, many of us know pink quartz. Okay, now pink quartz, the reason I'm using this now, it's not so much considered a protective crystal necessarily, but I wanted to introduce it because with everything that is going on and the chaos that we're experiencing, it's a really good practice to use a stone that is harmonizing, right? That is peace, that is love, that is tranquility. I have a whole plate of these, literally, a little crystal plate, downstairs in our living room, and I use it just to energize the space. Our living room is really a space of love. We come in to share love, we come in to share time together. It's a harmonizing space. So crystal rose quartz is the love stone. It can also be used in love spells. So if you're looking for love, okay, this would be the crystal to start carrying around with you and help you remind you of, your love goal, okay? And of course, finally, I am going to talk about crystal quartz. Love, 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 love this piece. Look at that baby. Okay, I got this at an amazing witch shop in San Diego. Santa Monica Pier, I think it was. I don't remember. And I don't remember the name of the place, but crystal in its purest form. Okay, crystal quartz, as I have mentioned in my other videos, this is the basis of all of the other stones. It's crystal quartz. Almost all of the other stones have at their base crystal quartz, and then they morph from there based on the chemicals and the minerals that are infused in the making process, naturally making process. Okay, and so all of the stones, most of them anyways, have crystal quartz in them to begin with. So at the base of everything, you could use crystal quartz for anything. You could set the intention for protection. You could set the intention for amplification. You could set the intention for love. You could set the intention for harmonizing. Anything will do. So how do you know if a crystal is right for you? I get that asked as well. Okay. There's a lot of theories and there's a lot of books out there and there's tons of information. And by all means, do your research. Okay. But for me, the way that I have found that works the best is literally holding the crystal in my non-dominant hand because it's probably going to be more sensitive. And I just hold it and I sit with it and I start to feel the vibration of it. I start to tune into the crystal's vibration. And if it feels right, then it's for me. If it doesn't feel right, then I'm like, oh yeah, no, let's put that down. And that's how it was with Jet before, right? There we go, Jet. I picked it up and I was like, nope, this is just not the crystal I should be working with or stone I should be working with. And I put it away. And eventually I came back to it. Okay, so really that's how you can pick your stones. How do you take care of them? Well, it just depends on the stone, but I am going to say be careful when you put water in them. Some stones and crystals are not okay with water. Also salt. Sometimes they'll tell you to cleanse them in salt. Be careful with that as well. The way I cleanse, backtrack, okay? Jumping ahead here. The idea of these crystals is to soak up the energy, right? Like negative energy or love energy or whatever intention we're setting to the crystal, we are infusing it. Okay, and so it's working for us. It's doing a job for us. Every once in a while, we need to cleanse. And what that means is we want to reset the stone. Okay, the intentions, the energetic vibration, not this crystal itself, but the intention is what we're doing. And so set it out under the full moon. I mean, the light of the moon is the most purest, right? It's the sun is hitting the moon and the moon is reflecting, and it's the intention is to cleanse our crystals. Okay. Or you could just sit with it and you can say, close your eyes and go, okay, I cleanse you. Envision a white light, boom, cleansed. Super easy. Okay. Anyhow, that's my very quick Crystal 101. If you have any questions or if you wanted to learn more about how to use crystals in your daily practice or, for your business or cleansing or protecting or jewelry. Jewelry is an amazing way to carry your crystals near you. So anyhow, all right, thank you all. Stay safe. And I hope that our humanity finds the ability to create peace amongst the chaos. All right, be safe. Bye.